designed to fail.
During a morning meeting of the Cabinet, Boris Johnson told ministers he would defend his new Brexit proposals in Parliament with glutinous emollients. Typical Johnson language, meaning he'd be syrupy sweet.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And so it proved. The Prime Minister and his proposals could hardly have seemed more reasonable.
This government's objective has always been to leave with a deal, and these constructive and reasonable proposals show our seriousness of purpose.
Of alternative arrangements.
But the Prime Minister's proposals, while welcomed by former sceptics on his own side, have not gone down well with the opposition. The plan to have even the remotest customs checks on the island of Ireland, while Northern Ireland alone retains elements of the EU single market, has been shot down as not credible and designed to fail.
If he doesn't get a deal at the October Council Summit, will he abide by the law of this country, the EU Withdrawal No. 2 Act, and request an extension to avoid a disastrous no deal?
That option does not commend itself to me. It would incur another £1 billion a month to no advantage whatever.
There are, in this divided House of Commons now, two opposing forces. On the one hand, a force of will, those willing a new Brexit deal into being, willing an end to this Brexit crisis. And on the other hand, a force of resistance, those who simply don't trust Boris Johnson's motives and who will do whatever they can to prevent a no-deal Brexit. None of which points to an easy majority for a deal in the House of Commons, which in turn is little incentive for EU leaders who will need to make their own compromises.
But our objective is very clear. We don't want to see any customs posts between North and South, nor do we want to see any tariffs or restrictions on trade, North and South. They were all abolished in the 1990s. We don't want to go back to that. The majority of people in the North don't. The majority of people in the Republic of Ireland don't. But if we're going to be in two different customs unions, I think that creates a real difficulty that's going to be very hard to reconcile.
Separately, European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker has called the plan problematic. Senior European Parliament figures say they won't support it. Boris Johnson will have to use his most glutinous emollients when he heads off as expected on a tour of EU capitals later this week. Jonah, Al Jazeera, London.